Welcome back, everybody. I'm glad you guys are joining me today. And still, many questions are still not being answered about what took place last Saturday in Butler, Pennsylvania, where a lone gunman decided to go ahead and take a shot at President Trump. Thankfully, narrowly missing his head completely, where he would have scored a hit. If it wasn't for Trump slightly moving his head, this would have been way different. However, Trump did move his head. The shooter did miss. And there are lots of questions. I don't think they were suspecting that this would have happened. I think they were hoping that it would have resulted in a successful hit, but it didn't. Many people were saying Trump should not have even been at the RNC this last week. It would have thrown into chaos. And of course, they would have been able to still run Biden with no problem. However, because of Trump surviving that and the things that played out now the Democrats are in a fury. However, there are the questions that we need to ask about who was helping this lone gunman, because this guy did not do this by himself. He did not have resources or skills or anything. There were so many lapses in security, too many conveniences, that this all played out. It could not have been that big of a perfect storm for him to be there where he was with a facing a Trump team, security team that was not Secret Service. There was too many lapses, so many questions being asked. Right now, one of the big questions is there was a man with a gray suit on scene right afterwards, taking pictures of the dead shooter body and having them send it to a phone number who turns out to be ATF. Why is it ATF need to have this body or the picture of the body? Could it have been the CIA taking the pictures or having those pictures sent to a CIA contact in order to confirm that it was their asset? Of course, and then Kimberly Chattel, or the Cheeto, who obviously allowed this to take place the way it did. So Luna over here, Representative Luna Paulina, is asking those types of questions, and about time somebody else is asking these questions. Let's go ahead and take a listen to her to her questions on Fox News over here. Let's take a listen.
Questions about who exactly this kid was working with. So we do know that he was a gamer. He was operating on a website called Discord, which is a chat room, and that it's very likely with the equipment that he came up with, the explosives and the detonator, that he was obviously working with someone. And so I think from a forensics and digital perspective, that's going to be incredibly important because, as you know, Keith, we have an incredible issue right now with Secret Service. And more importantly, I want to know why she's not resigning. I think tomorrow you'll see probably it's likely that she'll step down.
Congresswoman, is there going to be a classified and declassified version of this, or as the investigation is ongoing, or how much will she be able to say publicly?
You know, the one frustrating thing that we've continued to hear from Secret Service and really from bureaucrats is that this is an ongoing investigation, which is why I've really pushed along with a number of my colleagues to do a separate committee to investigate this. And so I do believe that the American people deserve answers right away. I don't think that there should be a classified version of this. Everyone needs to know what happened here.
I agree.
This is incredibly dangerous.
Yeah, it's super revealing that Alejandro Mayorkas is stonewalling on subpoenas when he knows that the entire nation wants answers to this. I mean, it's just that guy. It's unbelievable. I want to know more about this kid as well. I mean, will that be part of the investigation? We know he had overseas encrypted accounts. What 20-year-old has that? And also, are you going to get into, was he, apparently he Googled depression. Was he on psychotropic drugs? I mean, all of these things are important for us to know as a nation.
I mean, I think that whatever committee is stood up, and I would hope that the chairman have subpoena authorities start to send those subpoenas to these server platforms like Discord, and as well as other gaming services that he was using to see exactly who he was chatting with, tracing their IP addresses. I agree with all of the above, but the fact is that, look, we didn't even get our briefing from Secret Service until days after the fact. That should have happened immediately. And I think that this goes to show that right now as Congress, we are not a respected co-equal branch of government. And so this administration is pushing back. But I also want to remind the American people that Biden ultimately made the decision to not give RFK Secret Service after he had already been threatened. And so I think that leadership, in addition to it being the Secret Service directors and secretaries' responsibility, it's also Biden's responsibility to ensure that people that are running for office have fair protections. And I don't think that he did that.
Do you trust the FBI to handle this investigation?
No, not at all. And I've made that publicly known on a number of occasions. I think the FBI has, again, like JD Vance said, great people on the ground, but I don't trust their leadership. And I think it's become very evident over the last couple of years that there is a weaponized double standard within the justice system, but also to look, regardless of whatever your political leanings are, what happened with President Trump should have never gone down. And the fact is that if that would have been President Biden, if that would have been Kamala Harris, if that would have been members of Congress, we would have never been allowed on stage. So why did that happen? And I think the American people deserve answers to this. And I think that the FBI really needs to take a look at what its true mission is.
We make a good point about the detonator and the explosives. There's got to be a lot of evidence to be gathered from that, which hadn't had a lot of discussion. Anna Paulina Luna, Congresswoman, we hope you find a lot of those answers tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, so definitely a lot of questions need to be answered from these agencies. The American people deserve to know what took place there Saturday in Butler, Pennsylvania. I think there needs to be a full-on investigation completely into all of these agencies, everyone who's involved, because we're starting to learn so much more, even days after, a week after, and they are going to continue to try to stonewall, continue to hide evidence and facts from the public because they do not want to be seen as a complete failure or complicit with what took place last Saturday in Butler, Pennsylvania. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Of course, you guys can follow me on all my social media, all linked in the description down below. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. And until next time, I'll see you guys later. Have a great day.